Hello boys and girls, Coach Race here, and today I have a video for you, and it is Faze and their little campaign of trying to qualify for the major. This I will have some crucial matches for you with a quick analyze. It's a little bit of a speed run, so just going quickly through them, and the most important ones I'll try to make it quick. So just sit back and enjoy. And as I mentioned, this is a speed run, so we're just gonna go through it as quickly as I can. This round, Faze just won the pistol. They could just close this map out fairly quickly. Passion UA doing this in execute, and keep your eyes on Jacob now. He gets the Molotov off and gets the first kill, and then he decides to re-peek. And because of this, the site just falls apart. We can see Carrigan gets up heaven. Now Twist is just getting overrun. They can do nothing. So huge mistake from Jacob here, and let's just pause the clip right here. Look at the positions from Faze. They are so great. Blocked from the Molotov and hot. They have to go out through a door smoke. Carrigan is coming up heaven, totally under lockdown. If Jacob stays alive now, when they get out the door, they can't just clear Twist. They can clear. They have to be afraid of Jacob stepping out. They can do all sorts of stuff. But when Jacob dies, Twist is suddenly getting killed from all angles. They can't play off each other. They don't have any crossfires. So this round is almost impossible for Passion UA to get into. And this Tech 9's single Galil. But when he decides to do this repeat Jacob, the round is just over immediately. And just to show you how this looks in-game, Jacob gets the Molotov off, gets the first kill. As you can see, he's in cover right now. This is perfect from him. The Molotov is blocking the hot players. They cannot get out. They are just, locked in. Kerrigan is getting up heaven, but he chooses to take this duel. We see after he is in cover, and it's just the side crumbles from Faze after that. It's a huge mistake after the first initial good play from Jacob. This round, Frozen gets his smoke up, plays an all-in angle on ramp, gets killed, and from now on this round is just real difficult to get back, honestly. So mistake from Frozen, giving up the life on ramp, but Frozen has been an absolute god for this Faze clan, so should cut that guy some slack at least. But this is the one defining kill for this round. Initial nades in yard, Brokey and Kerrigan, and Bro just dies. He has the most expensive and best weapon in the game. He nades open the smoke. We can see here the T-smoke. He misses, or at least gets shot through the own smoke that he just braked. And just dying with the orb is just a huge deal in this combat. Carrigan is all alone in yard afterwards. Twist gets killed through a little bit of a smoke, and that's just that round. When the orb dies like this on nuke, it's just really hard to get back in the round. Another round, Brokey on the orb. Smokes yard. Double break from Faze. And Brokey gets killed through a sort of a fading smoke from an AK as well. Just sitting in windows. And 5v3. Orb not doing anything. Again, you're not gonna win rounds like that, so you need to have more impact on the orb, and this one is Brokey's. This round, just let it play out. Keep your eyes on the inner bomb side. This time Faze is gambling a little bit towards the secret because they really want to make sure that they don't get down, maybe put some more pressure on the outside, whatever. And this leaves Jacob and Kerrigan inside. We see Jacob jiggling behind the silo, keeping an eye on this, but Nix, he sneaks out on a timing, gets Kerrigan in the back, and that kill is just one kill, and the round is over. Jacob also loses a duel, so a little bit of a miscommunication here from the inner players this time. Kerrigan usually not inside. Anubis, Passion, Faze gets the A bomb site, and it's a 5v3. Kerrigan gets the information here on Nix. See here. And he decides to take this all-in duel alone, and he dies. And then all of a sudden Faze are just scrambling a little bit. Frozen dies behind the side. They're not really in comfortable positions, and they just lose a 5v3 after plant in the pistol. And certain round for Faze. That's with a little bit of a slack. They lose it. They need to come up with a better plan, play together, make sure you can trade these kills. Now Faze up 5-2. It's good so far. Look at the A main. Carrigan Jacob throw this smoke molo combo, even with the flash as well. But JT has found some angle to just get them, and yeah, he gets a double here. So spacing from Faze, maybe a small missed Molo, or not knowing that okay, he could actually stay on the cusp of the smoke and the Molo, because this is just a double in the after Faze also spent quite a lot of resources to get this control and just end up being doubled like this. And that's pretty much the round usually. But just to show you how dangerous Faze can be, they actually end up, you know, getting back good flashes, and they end up in a 2v2 after plant that they lose to Sensu. But yeah, 3v5 down, not much you can do, but we see they really try to make the best of it with the great players they have faced, but not enough. This round, kind of a low buy, 2 AKs, some garbage in there, not full utility from Faze, so that's always a little bit more of a difficult round then. All of them in middle, 4 guys, and Jacob alone on A. Pretty much all in from Faze here, but they get stopped. They get blocked, they don't like it. They go all the way back. Twist dies, and they just end up going B against pretty much a very good stack from Passion UA. And as I said, it is a low buy, so options are limited, but when you're so all in the beginning, you use a lot of nades, you try to get some map control. But when you don't have a lurker anywhere on the map that you can rotate back to, when you're so all in 4 guys, it's really hard to get back and get in a good position. You know, you don't have the space to do it. You know, they run all the way down. They don't even jump water if they want to go fast B and try to get Passion UA before they make the rotations in. But we see they all go back, twist die, and they just, yeah, it's just a terrible situation for Faze. But it's not that far off. It's just a few tweaks, and it could go well for Faze if Twist survives a little bit longer in middle. Let's say until the team can get to this B side. Maybe if they were in water, it would have been faster. But there's a smoke covering. They didn't like that maybe. But if Twist survives, let's say, you know, he's a little bit deeper back in mid. If he survives now, the CTs have to maybe go out and get him, and they would be closer to the B side. But he dies too quickly. Not his fault. It's just the structure of the round. And as we see, the CTs are just pretty much all there. You see, you know, all on the B side. Impossible round for Faze to do anything in. This round, just quickly, if you look at Jacob, Kvem is actually holding this angle, and Jacob, he's very far out here, just potentially giving his life away, not aware of this angle that he can just die for free, and because he has to throw this Molotov into a camera. But again, a mistake that could have been punished. And as you can see, pure luck that he's not dying here, and you just really have to, as a team, make sure that whatever you do in the beginning of the round in a default, for example, that you don't fall into these, don't give opportunities away to the CTs. Faze on the CT side, doing this water push, normal. But take a look here, 1, 2, 3, 4 smokes, and it's 136. And if you're gonna use 4 smokes this early, you really have to get something out of it. And they don't get anything Faze. I mean, sure, it's a little gimmick play, but using 4 smokes this early, it's just really hard to play the CC side after you do that. And this is unfortunately not a positive video of Faze. They're doing a lot of stuff correctly, and they're doing good things. And this round, after the initial 4 smokes, this is actually pretty good from Faze. Good reactions compared to what they have left. You see they're clearing the middle. Karrigan has to smoke on B side. They clear mid, get the kill. Karrigan gets his smoke off. From here on out, this is actually textbook from Faze. Perfect round with what they have after they use the 4 smokes. Karrigan gets the smoke off, Brokey is B, Frozen is close, Twist is close. You know, they have them totally figured out. 1-man advantage. And Nyx just runs in here. Brokey has the AWP. Gets caught a little bit, misses. And then the side just crumbles. Again, this is just a round that Faze played really well after the initial smokes. And then just one guy runs in B, you know, Brokey just hold this angle, don't get caught, and it's a Faze round. So again, some individual stuff that is costing Faze this round at least. Next round, Passion UA just running in A. Brokey gets the first one. And Faze are actually here, but yeah, end up with a 4v3 after plant. And you just really gotta win those. They have lost so many clutches or retakes, 3v3s in these games I've watched. You know, they're ready for this A hit completely, but they just can't get it done. Actually get a man out, but the retake is just not there. Let's just scroll through this round. 3B for Faze. It's the right call at the moment. And then Frozen throws this long smoke, but Passion UA, they just go through it, and then, you know, this smoke is effectively worthless. It's just a wasted smoke. 3 guys B, and they just rush in and kill them completely. This smoke is nullified. Actually, 3-man B should be, yeah, something that Faze could do some serious damage with. But this smoke, I've seen it been thrown a lot of times from Faze, where Passion UA or another team is actually just, you know, running through it, bullying the smoke. And if you are throwing it and not getting anything out of this smoke, it's just a really big deal on the CT side. You know, you could use it for cover anywhere else in the B opening, just to give yourself some cover when this B side hits. But a smoke like this, not worth anything, really expensive on the CT side of Anubis. And another crazy round again, 3-man B from Faze. They have the correct read. Try is just rushing after Karrigan. You know, he's all alone with nothing. Karrigan, Twist gets the smoke off B main, but Frozen, you know, he loses a duel in the smoke. It's a 3v3. Faze abandons the side, and it's a retake that's just they can't win the clutch again. The retake, just hard to see that this is what works for Passion UA. 1 man running in, yeah, just getting overrun. Needs to handle it better, obviously. Yeah, crazy scenes. This is where you're tempted to say, like, what is he doing, man? It's so awfully bad. This is not gonna work in the long run if you want to win games just rushing in alone. Even though you caught a little guy, because Faze, they have the bait set up. They just had to get the knife in completely and just punish it. Punish these bad plays, so to speak, and it would have been all good for them. Fnatic, Anubis, Faze doing this B pop, running in same times at the smokes. You know, this is a normal play. This is with utility behind. They are not alone. This is an execute. It's fine. But Bratko is just stepping out, you know, getting 2 kills, and they just get decimated. We've seen teams just run in and shoot the Faze guys on B. You know, is it bad timing, bad setups? What is it? That's for the guys to figure out. But I mean, they're just 2 guys on B, and they just, you know, slaughter them completely. And yeah, maybe you're just really unlucky with the way you run in. He peaks at the exact correct time, but I mean, just getting slaughtered like this is just really tough, obviously. 50 seconds on the clock. 5v4 have Faze gotten themselves in an advantageous position. No call yet, just waiting for pushes. And Twist decides to, you know, do the playmaker. He walks through smoke with 40 seconds left, giving the advantage back to Fnatic. Jacob dies, gets the information. And alright, Faze, you know, they died a few people, but they get the site, they get the information. Now they just got this after plan that they need to clutch, and they don't do it, they end up losing it. So I think in this one, questionable play from Twist, you know, just grind it out. It's an Anubis T side, 5v4. You need to come up with a better plan than walking through a smoke, that if there's someone there, you die. Okay, if he gets through it, maybe the round is completely, you know, won for Faze, but a round you just have to win. This round in the beginning, Fnatic making this water play. Karrigan is getting caught with his back turned. No backup, all alone, just getting shot in the default. He's trying to put some pressure on this A main, no backup. Jacob is flushed out by Molotov and essentially gives his life up for free. Faze reacts nicely to the round, though. They actually end up with the A side and another afterplan 3v3. And another round that they simply cannot convert it. The positions and afterplan positions from Faze, they're just not doing it. Brokey misses, they miss, and it's just another round for Fnatic. Yeah, another afterplan, they don't win. Scroll through the round, nothing really happens. But keep your eyes on Jacob and Brokey on this A side. Brokey with the orb just holding, Jacob jiggling. You know, getting fine information. Fnatic are not really getting anything. Now Jacob with the smoke jiggling. It's all good, you know. The clock just ticking down. Brogy is just holding with the orb. And now again, Brogy leaves the angle with the orb and just throws out a smoke. For no reason, really. He's holding with the orb. He should just wait for Fnatic to actually, you know, push him back, do something, save the smoke, then use the smoke for later. Now it's just a smoke. And it also makes his team do this B play. And they died 2 men because of it. And now the round is just over. Out of nowhere, because in this position with the clock running down, this is okay, this is fine. You know, they have the A side on okay lockdown, you know, they have 2 smokes. I mean, you could argue, obviously, that this is never the best position on the CT side. You know, they are quite low on utility on the B side, but you know, they have 3 men. But just using this smoke, just save it. He's holding, no need to smoke this. You know, he's happy if they just walk into his crosshair, and if not, they're just gonna have to spend utility. You know, this smoke could have been saved for later, but they just forcing Faze to make this play. And we have this round again from Faze. Look at the smokes. 1, 2 smokes, 3 from Jacob, and 4 from Kerrigan. They're doing this water play, and again, nobody takes the bait. They are not catching anybody off guard in the default from Fnatic. They spend 4 smokes doing it. And now they have to do something. You know, they know this is a sucky position, late round, and they're just gambling B. You know, full on gamble. Kerrigan throws the last smoke, but you know, if they go A, it's just the round is over. They don't have anything to work with in the round phase because they used all their smokes so early. This time they just gamble stack on B side, and I mean, do you really want to gamble that often? Of course, you have to do it sometimes. You can't play the rounds all the same all the time, but I think there is something to be said about using these 4 smokes immediately off the round if you're not quite certain that you can get something out of it the most times a kill somewhere on the map. Otherwise, you're just putting yourself in a very tough position for the remainder of the round. This round, Fnatic just rushing A. Jacob gets caught. This Molotov is too late. You can see Crims just runs through it, takes nothing. This is an MP7 and gets killed. And obviously this is just, you know, a mistake from Jacob that's gonna cost the round. Twist actually, you know, defends really well, gets 2 kills. And again, this 3v3 that they can win. They have an opportunity, but it's another retake they don't win. But of course the huge mistake is from Jacob at the beginning, just getting caught like this. Tough round for Faze. They lose the first man phase, it's okay. They tried to make some plays, that's what you do. Not really a mistake there. And they actually, you know, get it back with some nice play here, Faze. Good flash, get the short control back, Frozen gets a kill. And now they actually have, you know, pretty much info what's going on. Like, it's an obvious long play at this moment, it seems like. Also could be, you know, whatever, B, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, they're ready for it. You know, just 3 man long. This is not really nice for Passion UA, but Kvem just walks out, shoot Frozen. Maybe he has a flash in hand, who knows. Broky dies as well to Kvem, and, you know, Kerrigan, what can he do? And this is just one guy running up long, essentially alone, shooting 3 guys from Faze. I mean, what are you going to do here? Faze actually did a nice job of getting back into the round after the death on Twists, but again, this is just a round you have to win versus these teams. Passion UA making this long play, gets Kvem into the corner with the smoke behind, you know, oldest trick in the book, and Kerrigan actually gets caught by it. You know, he's not really clearing the angle, as you can see now walking in. You know, he has the shadow advantage. Kvem kills Kerrigan, and they're low on short. I mean, this is pretty much this round as well. They don't have that much they can do. They can only pretty much do, you know, this A execute, low on health. They don't have long, they don't have pressure. And it's just way too easy for Passion UA after Kerrigan died on long, alone in this default. And nothing they can do. 14-14. Faze aggressive on short. Gets the kill. Gets Sensu as well. And Frozen, you have the few eyes on mid, they have short now, and this is exactly what happened last time. This time Kvem is just too fast alone. They have to smoke, so they should be aware, Faze, that this is a possibility that could happen. And he actually gets on the A side and shoots Brokey in the back. So just lack of awareness here from Brokey, giving up the kill completely for free, and it gives an yes, it puts Faze in an impossible situation. Kerrigan gets a nade in the face. You know, they're in a smoke, 3 guys behind it. Like, what are you supposed to do? The round is pretty much, you know, it's over. JT out long alone. Greedy map control from JT, you know, that entry for Faze. Good stuff, 5v4. Then now they're just walking B passion UA. Jacob is, you know, rotating towards the plateau from side and he gets caught. And now it's frozen. He has to go, you know, get one of those multi-kills that he's known for, but he doesn't get it, and it's a B side for Passion UA. Jacob gives up the kill for free, and you know, they're just not getting in on this side. Very difficult retake, and it's just over. This round. Monster Smoke is fading now, 5v5. At this point, FaZe Clan are just saying, okay, let's just wait. Let's wait for pushes. Brokey is holding, Frozen is holding, they're holding. Lots of angles here, FaZe. But the problem with this round is that Jacasmo is just jiggling. He's not feeling the pressure. He's just feeling very comfortable, just jiggling this angle. So he does not have to use his utility. They don't have to push because they can just play the late round with the smokes they have left. 3 smokes, 2 Molotovs at 55 seconds is really, really nice. So the lack of pressure from Faze in this round makes it easy for Fnatic to just hold their smokes. And Jambo to just play this aggressive angle. Also kind of risky, but you know, they're just getting picked off. Now the smokes come in and it just falls apart for Faze in this round. So in this round they need to put a lot more pressure on Fnatic, make them use their utility, and then they can make a call after that. Let's pay attention to Monster again in this round. The smoke is up now, and as before the smoke fades. Jacasmo again jiggling this angle. The time is just, you know, just like, you see 20 seconds is gone now off the clock. And this is where Kerrigan realizes, even though I think you cannot leave this monster unsmoked for this long, you have to put pressure if you're given the chance on the T side. Kerrigan, they do it now, even though I think it's a little bit late, but they do it, which is the correct play. You know, go in, pressure them. When there's no smoke, just go in, make them feel the pressure. 2-man in, they get the entry. Good stuff. They die 2-man afterwards on this B side, and they are 3-man stuck long. They can't really react to anything, and you know, this is just easy for Jambo. So you need a little bit more layers in this round. You know, the idea of going in monster is just really good, but you need a backup plan. You need more men to go in, or something a little bit more structured around it. But just a funny little notice here that they actually did it. You know, afterwards they went in, tried to put pressure on Jacasmo, just not jiggling with that smoke. But they just needed a little bit, more layers to the round to actually make it work. This round, Fear is pushing. Playground gets twists, dings Brokey. You know, he's all alone. Jambo a little bit of backup, of course, but alone in Playground. Gets 2, gets away, and he gets a triple here. You know, ace for Fear, and you just have to be better at these beginnings of the round. You know, need a flash. You cannot die this easily in your default. You know, you're just not in any position to play a good round when this stuff happens. Of course, easier said than done, but it is just the things that you look at. Then you have to use a little bit more utility in the beginning of the round to make sure that you actually, you know, don't get slaughtered in the first 20 seconds. This round, Jacob in underground, just walking alone, and just dies to Fear 1-on-1. No pressure, no help, no nades, not anything. Just a straight up duel. If I win it, it's really nice. If I lose it, we probably just instant lose the round. And is that really the way you want to play? Of course, sometimes you have to, just to mix things up. But again, Fear is just standing out of nowhere. Kerrigan comes up alone as well. No trade potential. And he's not even clearing the angle Fear's on. You know, it's a crazy angle. He's all alone. Like, if they just traded this guy, there would just be, runway towards the A side. But these mistakes actually from the CTs playing all alone. They just don't get punished, and yeah, there's no way back into the round for Faze after this. Now we see Fnatic abusing the B side. You know, no smoke in Monster. That means just go in and have a look, see what happens. Jacasmo just run in, kills Kerrigan, and this is where Jacob just needs a little bit, you know, twist. Look at twists. He's standing in heaven from the beginning with flashes. If Jacob just waits a little bit here, you know, he peeks before the flash pops. They see him and they kill him. If he waits here for the flash to pop, that's a double kill for Jacob. And that's just something you have to be aware of. You have to be aware of the timing on the flash. You know, Twist is literally, his only job is to stand there with a flash, you know, to just catch these two noobs walking in. Not noobs, but you know, a little bit of fun here. But just a missed timing on the flash and the round is over. Could have had a double kill here with the monster smoked, complete control for Faze, but instead it's just map over. Overpass versus Big. They go 1 for 1. Twist is in a fine position. And then Kerrigan, he's in an all-in off angle here, and he just loses a duel. Sure, that can happen, but he is all in, and Jacob tries to reposition out of nowhere, and he just dies as well. You know, two guys on B side just giving their life up. You know, Kerrigan, that's fine. Jacob, this is just doesn't have to do this. He has a smoke up in Monster, could hide. Brokies, you know, see he's rotating in from heaven with the orb, you know, can just hold this, at least save some time, wait for the T's to, you know, get some smokes up where Jacob can, you know, peek sort of angle. They don't know where he is, but he chooses just to run from the pillar and just out in the open to take the duel. And that's that. Brokey on the A side with the orb gets back at 128, even though they're using just completely forced back here. They get the entry on Faven. So 5v4. Twist smokes. Brokey on the A side with the orb. Should be easy round, right? 5v4 no overpass, but they just get flushed completely out the side. And now they end up playing an uncomfortable 5v4 retake. And all of a sudden, a huge advantage for Faze turns into, you know, an abysmal retake that's really risky and very difficult. And as we can see, they just get slaughtered completely. So they just rewind it and see where it goes wrong, or at least there could have been decisions that could have been taken otherwise. Let's see here, 120. Twist has a smoke, he's playing for info. Brokey's taking some duels. Twist burns his smoke quite early, and they're not really doing anything with it, just trying to save some, you know, get some time off the clock. But the problem is, see, he flashes long, Twists. Let me get back to that problem. Twist uses the Molotov as well, you know, time just running down. But as we see, the problem with the time is that time is not an issue for Big in this situation when Faze are not fighting for the site. They're not under any time pressure. So this utility usage from Faze on the A side is actually worthless in this scenario. So I think Brokey needs to take, you know, more shots, take earlier shots, get some more information, get closer, use the smoke to make something happen. Or Twist can save the smoke, you know, right hand the smoke out somewhere here when they see the execute coming. At least something has to be done differently in this round, because getting flushed back, pushed back into those positions and doing that retake, saw how uncomfortable they looked. They need to find better solutions in scenarios like this, especially in a 5v4 situation. You know, we just saw Jambo like he was a maniac down here in toilet, just picking them off for free. Grix did it as well, actually, on big CT side. So again, a round for Faze that should have been quite comfortable, turned into a nightmare of a retake. It's just a B rush Unfortunately for Faze, there are only 2 men on the B side. BlameF runs in, Karrigan dumps his utility. Jacob gets just shot in the side. You know, not aware enough of where the big players can be. And Karrigan is, doing some smoke play. Not much to do. It's a difficult situation when the T's are rushing B. Sort of when you're only 2 men there, that's a tough situation. But let's just see Jacob. He is spamming a lot while Fabian is just rushing short. Jacob is flashing, but it's way too late. This flash is useless at this point. They're just way too close to the side. He throws a Molotov out here on short when the big players are basically everywhere on the B side. So again, when you're 2 man on the B side, you have to know where to throw your utility and when to do it if you are, when you're vulnerable to exactly this speed rush while the team is, 3 men on A. You have to survive until at least the backup can come back in. 4v4. Long has been open for quite some time. Faze knows this. Frozen is holding it. And now Brogy just runs back. Just runs, making noise. This is where some might say, oh, it's unfortunate timing. Well, sure, but it has been open and they haven't had eyes on it for so long. JDC gets through it. Frozen loses the duel, sure, but it's still a bit chaotic for Faze. And Brogy's just on the side alone. So this is basically only because they get caught off guard. The players are so close to long, which is weird because they're actually doing it quite well here. We see they learn from their past mistakes already. They get the deep smoke. They get 2 men down here. They don't want to get stuck on site like they did earlier in the matchup, which is just completely great. If Brogy just holds this angle or is in a bit of better position, JDC just walks in and dies. There's not even a flash here. It's only because Brogy's running. See this clip? He's running here and JDC hears him, and that's why he can make this play. It's really all about the 1v3. Tapson on the B side gets the bomb down. Look at Jacob now. There we go. You have the info. This is well played from Jacob so far. Don't die here. He can absolutely not die here. That will give Tapson a pretty okay situation. Still not good, but he survives. The bomb is down. Brogy takes this duel around the pillar. He dies. Jacob tries to trade him. He dies. And Frozen has to get him. And Tapson clutches is like crazy clutch. 1v3. Imagine if Frozen just taps the bomb here. Brogy is holding this angle. Jacob is standing by the door ready to swing out when Tapson is, peeking this or whatever. It's just unbelievable that Faze could lose this round. In the way like Tapson is pressured from both sides here. Crazy. 4v4. Now I'm just gonna take this round just to put a little bit into context as well. This is an A go from Faze, but we see, look at how the big players are reacting. They're not getting stuck behind the smokes. BlameF has a smoke he's gonna use just to create some chaos. Stay. Grix is actually out of this smoke, trying to take some aggressive peeks. Gets one, gets back. A Molotov for some pressure, but BlameF is still alive. You see, they cannot be calm here, Faze. They're under so much pressure. BlameF in the smoke. Karrigan now has to, he goes through this smoke because it's uncomfortable at the moment for Faze. And sure, they can win this, but just see how much chaos it creates. That big, they're actually fighting for the side with everything they have. They don't end up in CT spawn, closed out behind smokes like Faze did on their CT side. This round, Frozen gets the first kill on Tapson. Great entry, very important. This is the stuff they need, Faze. But then look at, Karrigan dies to Grix. These offensive angles, very hard to deal with. And Faze just walks into him. And then you have Jacob, who is alone in underground again, and he has to clear. Remember, this door is broken, so look at how he clears angles. He's clearing that, and he's not even clearing down here. So he just gets shots in the back. JDC gets the kill, but it's just an impossible duel for him to win. And That's just 2 men down for Faze after they got the very nice entry from Frozen. And all of a sudden it's... Yeah, what are they gonna do now? Grix is there with the orb. You can't push him away, really. They get the trade, but they're still unfavored to win it. And of course, they just lose it. Another round where Jacob dies in underground to a boosted Blame F. You know, he's taking a Molotov out to molotov something. But again, where he just gets caught. Like, Faze are making this short play. And literally, if he waits 1 or 2 seconds here, his teammates are out and they would not be able to do this boost and kill him. So if he just waits, yeah, as I said, 1 or 2 seconds, he would have survived, and it would have been a normal round where Faze could do whatever they wanted. But instead they are man down and have to find some answer they were not hoping that they would have to do. And yeah, that's that. 4v4, it's fine for the T side, fine trade. But again, look at Jacob and look at how he has to clear these angles. He's all alone in underground. You know, he's clearing left side, jiggling. Now he's turning 180 because he has to clear this door and the short. And he turns around and BlameF just shoots him in the back. Again, this is... You can't really do this where you want to do this alone. It's just impossible for Jacob. Like, no matter how good you are, it's just not gonna work out for you. So these angles where you have to clear 180 and all this, you can't do anything with it. And it's just another man down, you know, 4v3 that they have to pull back. Twist gets a nice kill. But yeah, they just don't win it. Just won the pistol on Anubis Faze. One smoke here on the stairs. Jacob immediately smokes here. Look at Twist here. They got the stairs smoke, and Twist immediately peeks here. Okay, so they got some information here. Of course, they could have snuck by, you know, but Jacob immediately burns his smoke. Like, sure, it's a little bit passive for me. Twist is holding, and Twist gets the first kill here. Again, 5v4 for Faze, another advantage. But Twist decides to stay here. You see how he moves. He's holding mid, he's holding water, he's holding mid. All alone, dies to a Tech 9. No trade potential, no reason to do this. I mean, Twist is just overplaying his hand here. You know, it's hard to be in Faze at the moment. That's also possibly have something to say about it. But he gives away an M4 as well. Jacob is under pressure because he used his early smoke. Now he cannot block anything, he can't push back. And look at what it does. Faze are rotating, over rotating on a simple fake. And JDC with the M4 from Twists kills Kerrigan, and it's a B side. And this retake, it's not gonna happen. It can, they have the weaponry phase. But they also have M4s now big, and they lose a crucial second round. So now we have another B rush. We've seen it before a little bit. This time it's Big who just runs in, you know, and you see they do it as well. Faze had this tactic where, you know, Bratko, he was just, you know, decimating them. They get in, get the first kill. Frozen under a lot of pressure here. Miraculously gets 2 more, which is very good. And it's a 2v3 after plan for Big. So I mean, it's okay for Faze. Was some hard duels for Frozen to win, but they just lose the 3v2 after plant. Again, very difficult to do anything then. Hero AK for Blame F. Glocks all around the Deagle. Tough round for Faze. They're gonna lose this one. You know, Twist and Broky both holding this angle. JDC has 2 flashes, and they get caught. Even here, still only 1 AK. They get JDC, I mean 4v3 here. They picked up a rifle. Only 1 guy with armor. I mean, this is not the best for Faze. It's still kind of a bad round that they get the plant, but they should just never lose this round. They're playing in the smoke with the spam, giving up some information. Grix kills them, and they lose this to 1 AK. Yeah. And that's it for me today. Not the fastest speed run, lots of round to cover and things to say, but I hope it gave you a little bit of a better view of how and what some of the Faze mistakes were in the road to the major. Yeah, nothing much else to say. Have a great day. See you next time.